Doesn't no mean no?
Sometimes no means that person wants to be overwhelmed, dominated. But we can't talk about that.
Wait a minute. I got a better idea. Why don't I just admit it? Why don't I be that guy, that evil white male you're all complaining about? I like it. Then I can everybody.
Mom, stop it.
It's 1994. Your boss, who just happens to be an attractive woman, calls you up for a meeting in her office. It's clear she wants more than just an update on the latest company numbers. She makes a move on you. It's hard to resist, but you manage to pull away. And yet, somehow, you end up accused of sexual harassment. Sounds familiar? The movie Disclosure exposed the vulnerabilities men face within corporate and societal structures. And what's scary, the thing this movie highlighted only got worse over the last 30 years.
You married your boss. Classic case of sexual harassment. He asked me out 5 times before I said yes. Today, if I had said no once, he would have been afraid to ask again.
The epic scenes in this film deserve a breakdown from a red pill perspective. Let's get into it. Oh, and shout out to Mr. MS for requesting this video. Salute! Quick note, to give you the best experience without copyright interruptions, our full uncut content is available on Patreon. So if you enjoy our content and want the full experience, support us on Patreon. Patreon gang, salute! Spoiler alert! This video contains spoilers, so you've been warned.
Ain't that a man?
Oh, you son of a bitch. You get back here and finish what you started. Do you hear me? Do you hear me?
Why would a woman make a move on a happily married man with children? Enter Meredith Johnson, the new president of the software company. Yes, she is a woman. Why is that important? Because according to statistics, only 31% of female students are in STEM fields, let alone leading billion-dollar tech firms. Yet, somehow, Meredith is running the show. For a woman to land such a high position, beating out more competent male competitors without climbing the ranks through technical expertise, DEI and/or sex played a role.
This is a technical division. She doesn't know the difference between a software and a cashmere sweater.
Hey, come on now, what aren't you telling us?
Hey, I might be out of a job, Lou, and how about that? Is that enough?
I studied engineering for 8 years. I was the only woman in that department. You know what I did? I worked. You think I'm on Meredith's side?
So it's obvious, Meredith didn't get here because of competence. But why does she even want this position?
I've had calls from 10 headhunters with job offers in the last hour. Don't be surprised if I'm back in 10 years to buy this place. I could have had anybody and I picked you. Now you've got all the power.
Boom! Power! Feminists love crying about the glass ceiling, but never mention the glass cellar, where the majority of men are stuck at the bottom of society. Meredith isn't climbing the ladder because she wants to make a difference. No, she craves control. And what's the ultimate ego boost for a woman like her? Having a happily married man desire her. It's not about love, it's not about attraction, it's about power. Power-hungry women will test men not because they desire them, but to see if they can control them.
It's exactly why I can trust you. You have a lot more to lose than I do.
But what happens when a woman like this gets rejected? That's where things get dangerous.
The point is, you control the meeting. You set the time. You order the wine. You locked the door. You demanded service, and then you got angry when he didn't provide it. So you decided to get even, to get rid of him with this trumped-up charge. Ms. Johnson, the only thing you have proven is that a woman in power can be every bit as abusive as a man.
The quote-unquote women are innocent angels narrative has been drilled into society's head for centuries. Meanwhile, men are expected to be stoic and take it on the chin, even when they are the victims. Women are taught from childhood that their feelings are valid no matter what. So when they face rejection, all hell breaks loose.
Get back here and you finish what you started or you're dead. You hear me? You are dead!
Fast forward to today's era of social media, and women aren't just raging in private, they are hopping online, airing out their drama for millions to see, because someone has to listen, right? The same women who claim to be independent and strong are venting daily about men rejecting them. And let's be honest, this goes deeper than just hurt feelings.
What into the...
Get this. 10 of her subordinates have suddenly transferred out in the last 5 years, all men. How's that for a red flag?
We get hold of them?
Yeah, but nobody's gonna talk, and we can't subpoena them because this is just a mediation.
God damn it.
Women like Meredith weaponize sexual harassment claims to move up the corporate ladder or shake down rich men for cash. The Me Too movement showed us this in real time. Some cases were real, but many were straight up extortion. False accusations ruined men's lives. Yet, society continues to blindly believe all women. But what if you're innocent? Why is there an entire movie dedicated to a man trying to prove his innocence? Because in the modern world, when you're a man, you are guilty until proven innocent.
Sexual harassment is about power. When did I have the power?
Tom never had control. His options were simple. 1. Give in and risk losing everything later. 2. Reject her and watch her burn his life down anyway. Why? Because women have the machine behind them. HR, courts, media, and cultural perceptions. A man accused of sexual harassment is instantly guilty.
Do you admit having an erection during the course of your meeting?
She had her top open. It was an involuntary reflex.
Reflex. Do you think Ms. Johnson's gynecologist gets an erection when he examines her breast?
I think that's completely different.
Do you admit putting your erect in her mouth?
She did it.
Oh, I forgot. You resisted.
When a man is sexually harassed, society laughs.
Phil, she jumped me in her office.
She jumped you. You're in denial. That's typical.
When a woman is harassed, lock him up. We see this double standard all the time. The Law and Crime Network has an archive full of female teachers preying on teenage boys.
Female teachers accused of using their jobs to target their students who are just kids for sex. It's happening a lot these days, and some of these cases involve students as young as 12. Now it seems like we're hearing about a female teacher being arrested every other week somewhere around the country for having sex with a student.
And there's no media outrage because the victims are male. Society doesn't care.
You want to put me on trial here? Let's at least be honest about what it's for. I am a sexually aggressive woman. I like it. Tom knew it, and you can't handle it. It is the same damn thing since the beginning of time. Veil it, hide it, lock it up, and throw away the key. We expect a woman to do a man's job, make a man's money, and then walk around with a parasol and lie down for a man to f her like it was still 100 years ago. Well, no thank you.
A male teacher in the same situation? Instant prison sentence. The legal system is not built for men. The machine is built to protect women and destroy men. And here's the kicker. This war on men isn't new.
I got a better idea. Why don't I just admit it? Why don't I be that guy, that evil white male you're all complaining about? I like it. Then I can everybody.
Mom, stop it.
Hey, Chowmin, come on down here, will you? I want to exercise my dominance.
Scaring her.
I'm getting a patriarchal urge.
Tom, the children.
Yeah, my children, all right? My children that I provide for and protect. That they can come in here between me and my wife, move my family out, take my job, and take the family and the house that we have made. And I apologize to them, Susan. They call me a and I apologize. Oh, come on, Susan, this is some kind of joke.
Even 30 years ago, the white male image was under attack. Fast forward to today, masculinity itself is being demonized. It's 10 times worse. Modern Hollywood doesn't even try to hide it. Every male character is either a bumbling idiot, toxic masculinity incarnate, gay. Society doesn't want strong, competent men. It wants men afraid to challenge the system. But even though Meredith's character is clearly feminist coded, disclosure didn't go full woke propaganda. Like today's movies, it actually showed the real-life consequences of a false accusation. So how did Tom escape?
Now.
Not
now.
No.
You can't stop.
No.
You just stop. Come on.
Hard evidence. That's the only reason Tom walked away from this nightmare. If Johnny Depp didn't have recordings of Amber Heard admitting her abuse, he would have been screwed. And let's not forget, even with evidence, the man's reputation never fully recovers. Even with proof of innocence, men lose their jobs. Even with the truth on their side, men spend months in jail. Men facing false accusations suffer PTSD, depression, and self-deletion. The numbers speak for themselves. More and more men are walking away from modern dating and relationships because the risk is too high. The juice ain't worth the squeeze. And honestly, can you blame them? I wish I could tell you that false accusations are rare. I wish I could tell you that if you just stay professional, you'll be fine. But we live in a world where one angry woman can destroy your life overnight. The best advice I can give you, keep it professional at work. Avoid compromising situations. Never trust the system to have your back. Because when it comes to false accusations, the truth only matters if you have proof. Stay disciplined, stay sharp, and stay safe. Patreon supporters, salute! Man, that's where we working. Protect yourself at all times. This video has officially been highlighted.